Probably this video is not exactly what we all expect about the shock doctrine, but here is some information about it, so please take your seats and check it out.
Neoliberalism is the minimum intervention of the government in the economy of a determined country. This means that the government can involve itself in special situations, like poverty and natural disasters. This is a very useful concept in the economic system. The society must take action and responsibility of the market, and it has to regulate by itself. It needs to have a progress where the actions of the society have a harmonious and balanced increase, but the government can take actions that can affect the decisions of the society.
10 Policies of the Washington Consensus. This is a theory about neoliberalism, and it explains the most important facts of it. It is based in 10 facts.
Fiscal discipline. It was an event where the countries had a deficit that led to a time of balance of payments crisis and high inflation. It affects poor people, mainly because the rich people can take their money and put it another bread.
Number 2. Recording public expenditure priorities. The main idea of this establishment declares that money used for infrastructure, basic health, and education was recognized with the priority of being neutral, taking the priority of the public sector, which is the majority of the population in a country.
Tax reform. The main objective was a system that must combine a broad tax that could include moderate marginal tax rates.
Liberalizing interest rates. This is related to the financial liberation. Therefore, this means that interest rates will start to be regulated by the flow of the market. It creates risky financial instruments and falling operating institutions.
Number 5. A competitive exchange rate. There was a consensus in favor of ensuring that the exchange rate will be competitive, involving the current economic standards of the country and its currency at the moment of the exchange.
Number 6. Trade liberalization. There was a difference in point of view about how fast trade should be liberalized, but everyone agreed that it was the appropriate direction in which to move.
Number 7. Liberalization of inward foreign direct investment. This statement declares that there should be freedom in the decision of where should money be invested in a local way.
Number 8. Privatization. As noted already, this was the one area in which what organized as neoliberal idea had won broad acceptance. We have since been made very conscious that it matters a lot how privatization is done. It can be a highly corrupt process that transfers access to a privileged elite for a fraction of their value, but the evidence is that it brings benefits, especially in terms of improved service coverage when done properly. And privatized enterprise either sells into a competitive market or is properly regulated.
This focused especially on easing barriers to entry and exit, no abolishing regulation designed for safety or environmental reasons, or the government prices in a non-competitive industry.
Number 10. Property rights. This made that the major sector of the population could make itself with the ability to gain property rights at acceptable cost.
The Keynesian model is based in the overall demand of the population of a state. If demand rises, there is a consequence named inflation. Also, if the demand is lower, then the consequence is the one that most of the population considers the worst: unemployment and economic depression.
Chile. There was a great economic crisis in the 15th and the 16th. Then the US started giving scholarships to people in Chile and in other places of Latin America, so they could study the economic system in the United States, in the University of Chicago.
Then some revolutions started involving the new ideas that come from the North America and the shock from the economic crisis.
There was a failed revolution from part of the rebels. Then there was another revolution in charge of the General Augusto Pinochet, rebellion which was successful. Something similar happened in Argentina with the intervention of Great Britain.
The shock doctrine. The shock doctrine is a way of intimidating the population, making them accept the government that was forced in.
Neoliberal countries are Mexico, The role of the state is limited to administrating poverty and managing social discord so that neither interferes with corporate profits. The case of the United States is particularly useful to examine because it is the place of the global north where the neoliberal project has been proved more resulting and has advanced the farthest.
Also, some protectionist countries such as Cuba. Cuba has a certainly planned economy with increasing opportunities for private business and foreign investment. Also, Japan. Japan's economy is highly regulated, centrally planned by the state, and often contemptuous of free market, but it has thrived.